The American Civil War, a brutal conflict that tore the United States apart. In 1861, the U.S. was fighting a war that would last for years and take the lives of more than 600,000 people. It was the bloodiest war in the nation's history, and at its center was a moral issue: slavery. But as the country grew, the question of slavery in new territories became more and more contentious. In 1860, a Republican, Abraham Lincoln, was elected president on an anti-slavery platform. For decades, the country had been divided over the institution of slavery, which was legal in the South, where an estimated 4 million people were enslaved. They wanted to preserve their way of life, which depended on the labor of enslaved people. The Confederacy elected Jefferson Davis as its president and began making preparations for war. And in response, 11 Southern states seceded from the Union and formed the Confederate States of America. The first shots of the Civil War were fired on April 12, 18, when Confederate forces attacked a U.S. garrison in South Carolina. When news of the secession crisis reached Washington, D.C., President Lincoln called for troops to put down what he called a rebellion. For the next 4 years, the nation would be consumed by war. Some 620,000 Americans would die, most of them civilians. In 1865, slavery was abolished in the United States, but also left the country with deep social and economic problems that it grappled with for decades. The war also had an enormous impact on the world, ending the debate over whether the United States was a great power. Battles like Gettysburg and Antietam turned the tide in the North's favor. And in 1863, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which declared all enslaved people in Confederate territory to be free. By 1865, the Confederacy had collapsed. On April 9th, Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered to Union General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse, but the country's struggle to achieve racial equality would continue for generations. The Civil War reshaped America. It settled the question of slavery once and for all, and for many Americans, the fight for freedom and equality continues today. That's all for now. See you next time.